Focus defines clarity because it is the process through which life's chaos is distilled into meaning. Imagine standing in a dense fog where everything seems obscured. The objects are there, the path exists, but without focus, none of it is discernible. This is the state of an unfocused mind, a life that lacks clarity, a vision clouded by distraction and doubt. To truly live with purpose, one must learn to pierce through the fog, to direct the lens of their awareness with precision and intent. Focus is not merely about looking, it is about seeing. When you focus, the seemingly infinite possibilities of life narrow down to what truly matters. The human mind is a vast landscape capable of exploring countless ideas, feelings, and experiences. But this expansiveness, without direction, often leads to restlessness. Clarity is born not from having access to everything, but from choosing what to pay attention to. When you focus your energy, you draw a boundary around your attention and begin to refine your perception. Just as a magnifying glass intensifies sunlight to ignite a fire, focused attention brings intensity and illumination to life's complexities. Focus demands that you step away from the distractions clamoring for your attention. The world today is a noisy place: notifications, opinions, advertisements, and endless streams of information. Each of these distractions competes for your mental space, leaving you fragmented and overwhelmed. But clarity cannot coexist with noise. To focus is to filter, to say this is important, this is not. It is a deliberate act of choosing what deserves your energy and what does not. And in this act of choosing, clarity emerges as a natural byproduct. Clarity, however, is not simply about understanding your goals or organizing your thoughts. It is about aligning yourself with the truth of your existence. Without focus, even the most brilliant mind can become scattered, like a river that loses its power when spread across a vast plain. But when the same river is channeled through a narrow gorge, it gains strength and purpose. Similarly, focus channels your mental and emotional energies, aligning them with a single point of intent. This alignment brings depth to your vision and precision to your actions. What many fail to realize is that focus is not just an external act, it is an internal phenomenon. Clarity begins within. If your inner world is chaotic, filled with unresolved emotions, conflicting desires, or a lack of self-awareness, your focus will waver. To cultivate clarity, you must first create harmony within yourself. This requires introspection, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to understanding your own mind. Focus is the bridge between your inner world and the outer world, a tool that helps you translate inner awareness into external reality. When focus defines clarity, it also transforms your experience of time. A focused mind is fully present. It does not linger in the regrets of the past or race anxiously toward the future. It stays here, now, in the richness of the current moment. In this state of presence, your actions become intentional, your thoughts become clear, and your energy becomes potent. You begin to realize that clarity is not a gift you receive, but a state you create through focus. Focus also sharpens your perception. It allows you to see not only what is obvious, but also what lies beneath the surface. This is why great leaders, artists, and thinkers are known for their clarity. They have trained themselves to focus so deeply that they can perceive the subtleties others overlook. A focused mind observes the world without distortion, without the haze of biases or distractions. It sees things as they are, not as they appear to be. And in this clear seeing, wisdom arises. Clarity through focus also breeds confidence. When you are clear about what you want and why you want it, doubt and hesitation fall away. Your decisions become firmer, your actions more resolute. You no longer feel pulled in multiple directions, for your energy is aligned with your purpose. This alignment creates a sense of certainty and knowing that you are on the right path, and this certainty in turn fuels even greater focus. To live with clarity is to live with intention. It is to wake up each day and say, I choose this and I commit to it fully. It is to recognize that life is too precious to be squandered on trivial pursuits or meaningless distractions. Focus empowers you to sift through the noise and find the signal, to distinguish what is transient from what is lasting. It gives you the courage to let go of what does not serve you, so you can fully embrace what does. In the end, focus is not about control, it is about liberation. When you master the art of focus, you free yourself from the chaos of indecision and the paralysis of doubt. You gain clarity not as a fleeting moment of understanding, but as a way of being. Life becomes simpler, not because it is less complex, but because you have learned to navigate it with precision and grace. And in that simplicity, you discover a profound sense of peace. Focus defines clarity, and clarity defines the quality of your life. Distraction dilutes potential, because it scatters the very energy that fuels your existence. Imagine a powerful beam of light. When it is concentrated, it can cut through steel. But if that same light is diffused, it becomes harmless, unable to make an impact. The human mind works in the same way. Your thoughts, intentions, and actions are reservoirs of immense potential, but when fragmented by distractions, their power diminishes. Distraction is not just a loss of focus, it is a leakage of your essence, a slow erosion of your ability to create, achieve, and transform. The nature of the mind is to seek stimulation. It is drawn to novelty, to the endless stream of sights, sounds, and ideas that flood our lives every day. But this natural tendency, unchecked, can become a trap. Modern life is engineered to exploit this weakness. Social media, entertainment, advertisements, they are designed to capture your attention, to keep you engaged but never truly fulfilled. Each notification, each scroll, each fleeting moment of stimulation pulls you away from yourself, from the deep reservoirs of your own capability. When you succumb to distraction, you are not just losing time, you are losing alignment. Potential is not merely the sum of your talents and abilities, it is the harmony of your inner and outer worlds working together toward a purpose. Distraction severs this harmony. It creates a disconnect between who you are and what you are doing, leaving you feeling fragmented and dissatisfied. This fragmentation robs you of the ability to give your full energy to anything. And without that fullness, your efforts remain shallow. Distraction also breeds inefficiency. Each time you switch your focus, your brain must recalibrate, reorient itself to the new task. This process, known as context switching, consumes mental energy and time. The more frequently you shift your attention, the less effective you become. It is like trying to fill a jar with water but constantly moving the jar from one tap to another. No single tap has the chance to fill it completely. Over time, this inefficiency compounds, creating a sense of busyness without productivity. You may feel like you are doing a lot, but in truth, you are achieving very little. The dilution of potential caused by distraction is not just a mental phenomenon, it affects your entire being. Distraction drains your emotional and physical energy. When your attention is divided, so is your presence. You are not fully in the moment, not fully engaged with your work, your relationships, or even yourself. This lack of presence creates stress, as you are constantly playing catch-up, trying to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It is a silent exhaustion, one that creeps in unnoticed but leaves you depleted. Distraction also dulls your creativity. True creativity requires depth and immersion into the subtleties of thought and feeling that only focused attention can bring. When your mind flits from one thing to another, it loses this depth. Ideas remain half-formed, connections are missed, and the spark of innovation fades. Creativity thrives on stillness and continuity, on the ability to hold a thought long enough for it to unfold fully. Distraction, by its very nature, interrupts this process, leaving you with fragments instead of masterpieces. Moreover, distraction weakens your sense of purpose. When your energy is scattered across countless trivialities, it becomes difficult to discern what truly matters. You lose sight of your goals, your values, and your direction. This lack of clarity creates a sense of aimlessness, a feeling that life is slipping through your fingers. Potential, no matter how great, cannot manifest without intention. And intention requires focus that is continually eroded by the pull of distraction. Distraction also fosters dependency. The more you indulge in fleeting sources of stimulation, the more you come to rely on them. Your ability to sit with discomfort, to face challenges, to delve deeply into a task diminishes. You begin to seek shortcuts to avoid the effort and patience that true achievement demands. This dependency weakens your resilience, making you more susceptible to the lure of distraction in the future. It becomes a cycle, one that pulls you further away from your potential with each repetition. To understand the full cost of distraction, consider this: every moment of your attention is a moment of your life. To waste your attention is to waste your life. Potential is not a static quality, it is a dynamic force that requires nurturing, direction, and commitment. Distraction siphons away this force, leaving you with a life that is busy but unfulfilled, active but unproductive, full of noise but devoid of meaning. But there is hope. Just as distraction dilutes potential, focus amplifies it. The first step is awareness, recognizing the distractions in your life and the cost they exact. The second is intention, choosing to prioritize what truly matters. It is not about eliminating distractions entirely; that is neither possible nor necessary. It is about mastering them, learning to navigate the noise without losing yourself in it. When you reclaim your attention, you reclaim your power. And with that power, your potential can finally unfold, not as a distant dream, but as a living reality. Focus as inner alignment is the harmonization of all aspects of your being: mind, body, emotions, and energy toward a singular purpose. It is not merely the ability to concentrate on a task, it is a profound state of unity within yourself. When you are truly aligned, there is no conflict between what you think, feel, and do. Your thoughts become purposeful, your emotions supportive, and your actions decisive. This alignment amplifies your focus and allows you to operate at your highest potential. At its core, focus is not an external act but an inner state. Many believe that focus is about blocking out distractions in the environment, but the truth is deeper. Distractions do not exist outside, they exist within. It is the mind's inability to stay steady, its tendency to waver between competing thoughts and desires, that creates fragmentation. When your inner world is disorganized, your focus falters, no matter how quiet or conducive your external surroundings may be. Inner alignment, therefore, is the foundation of focus. Inner alignment begins with clarity of intent. You must first know what you seek to achieve, not just on the surface, but at a deeper level. This clarity acts as a compass, guiding every thought and action. Without it, the mind drifts aimlessly, like a ship without a rudder. But when your intent is clear, it creates a gravitational pull within you, aligning your mental and emotional energies in the direction of your goal. This alignment transforms focus from a struggle into a natural flow, where your actions feel effortless and deeply satisfying. To achieve inner alignment, you must also cultivate awareness of your internal states. Often, people attempt to focus while their emotions are in turmoil or their bodies are restless. This is like trying to drive a car with the wheels out of balance. It may move, but not efficiently or smoothly. When you are emotionally unsettled or physically ungrounded, your focus becomes strained, your energy dissipates, and your potential remains unrealized. True focus arises when your inner state is calm and centered, allowing your attention to settle naturally on the task at hand. Inner alignment also requires a deep connection to your purpose. Purpose is the anchor that holds you steady in the face of distraction and doubt. It is not enough to pursue goals for superficial reasons. The alignment must resonate with your core values and aspirations. When your actions are in sync with your purpose, focus becomes a joyful engagement rather than a forced effort. You feel a sense of coherence, as if every part of you is moving in harmony. This coherence is the hallmark of true alignment. The mind plays a crucial role in this process, but it is not the sole determinant of focus. Alignment involves the integration of all dimensions of your being. For instance, if your mind is committed to a task but your emotions are resistant or your body is fatigued, the alignment is incomplete. Focus becomes fragmented, and the results are diminished. Therefore, achieving inner alignment requires attention to all aspects of yourself. It is about creating a synergy where each dimension supports and enhances the others. Energy is another vital element in focus as inner alignment. Energy is the fuel that drives your attention, and its quality and flow determine the strength of your focus. When your energy is scattered, drained by stress, unhealthy habits, or unresolved conflicts, it becomes difficult to sustain focus. But when your energy is balanced and vibrant, it naturally aligns with your intent, reinforcing your ability to concentrate deeply. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, and physical exercise can help cultivate this balance, creating the conditions for alignment. The alignment of focus also transcends individual effort. It connects you to a greater flow, where your actions are no longer driven by personal will alone, but are supported by a larger intelligence. In this state, focus becomes intuitive. You know when to act, when to pause, and when to shift direction, not through analysis but through a deep inner knowing. This alignment with the flow of life enhances your efficiency and creativity, allowing you to achieve more with less effort. Inner alignment transforms focus into a state of being rather than an act of doing. It is not something you force upon yourself, it is something you cultivate. This cultivation requires patience, discipline, and self-awareness, but the rewards are profound. When you are aligned, focus becomes a natural expression of who you are. Your actions gain depth and meaning, your mind becomes clear and steady, and your energy flows freely toward your goals. Ultimately, focus's inner alignment is about harmony. It is about bringing all aspects of yourself into agreement, so there is no resistance, no inner conflict. In this state, your focus becomes unshakable, your potential limitless. You are no longer pulled in multiple directions, torn between desires and doubts. Instead, you move through life with purpose and clarity, fully present in each moment. This is the power of focus's inner alignment, a state where your being and doing are one, and your life becomes a reflection of your highest aspirations. Attention shapes reality because what you focus on grows in your awareness and becomes the lens through which you experience life. Your mind is a vast and complex mechanism, capable of perceiving an infinite range of possibilities at any given moment. But this potential becomes meaningful only through the act of attention. It is your attention that determines which aspects of your environment, thoughts, and emotions you engage with. And by doing so, it molds your perception of reality. Reality is not merely what exists outside you, it is what you consciously notice and engage with. Two people can stand in the same room and have entirely different experiences because their attention is drawn to different elements. One may notice the beauty of the artwork on the walls, while the other is preoccupied with a conversation in the corner. The same external environment exists for both, but their realities differ based on where they place their attention. This is the transformative power of focus. It filters the infinite complexity of life into a manageable and meaningful experience. Your attention has the ability to amplify whatever it touches. When you focus on problems, they seem larger and more overwhelming. When you focus on solutions, possibilities begin to emerge. This is not simply a matter of perspective, but a fundamental truth of how your mind interacts with the world. The brain is wired to strengthen neural pathways that are frequently used, a process known as neuroplasticity. When you repeatedly direct your attention to certain thoughts or behaviors, you reinforce them, making them stronger and more automatic. Over time, this shapes not only your habits but also your sense of identity and your overall perception of reality. The relationship between attention and reality is also deeply tied to emotion. What you focus on influences how you feel, and how you feel influences what you notice. If your attention is consumed by fear, anger, or doubt, your emotional state colors your perception, and you begin to see threats and obstacles everywhere. Conversely, when you focus on gratitude, love, or curiosity, your emotional state opens you up to opportunities and connections. This feedback loop between attention and emotion is a powerful force that can either limit or expand your experience of life. Attention also shapes your reality by directing your energy. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. If your attention is scattered across countless distractions, your energy becomes diluted, leaving you exhausted and ineffective. But when your attention is focused, your energy becomes concentrated and powerful. This concentrated energy is what enables you to bring your intentions into reality. Whether it is achieving a goal, building a relationship, or creating something new, the quality of your attention determines the outcome. In a world overflowing with stimuli, your attention is constantly being pulled in multiple directions. Advertisements, social media, and countless other distractions compete for your focus, each promising to offer something valuable. But in giving your attention to everything, you truly give it to nothing. The reality you create becomes fragmented, filled with half-formed experiences and shallow engagements. This is why deliberate focus is essential. It allows you to take control of your attention and, by extension, your reality. The act of focusing your attention is an act of creation. When you direct your attention to a goal, a relationship, or an idea, you bring it into sharper focus, making it more tangible and real. This is not just about observing reality, it is about actively participating in its formation. Attention is like a sculptor's chisel, shaping the raw material of life into something meaningful. Without it, life remains an unformed potential, a blur of possibilities without direction. Attention also reveals the hidden aspects of reality. Much of what you experience in life lies beneath the surface, unnoticed until you choose to focus on it. For example, you may walk past the same tree every day without truly seeing it. But when you pause to focus your attention, you notice the texture of its bark, the pattern of its leaves, and the sound of the wind rustling through its branches. This deeper awareness transforms your experience of the tree, and by extension, your experience of life. The more you refine your attention, the more layers of reality you uncover. Ultimately, attention shapes not only your external reality, but also your internal one. It determines the quality of your thoughts, the depth of your relationships, and the richness of your experiences. By mastering your attention, you gain the ability to shape your life consciously rather than being a passive participant in it. You begin to see that reality is not something fixed and unchangeable, it is fluid, responsive to your focus and intention. To understand the power of attention is to understand the power you hold over your own life. You are not merely an observer of reality, you are its co-creator. By choosing where to place your attention, you choose what aspects of life to nurture and grow. In this way, attention becomes the bridge between possibility and manifestation, between what is and what could be. It is the force that turns the abstract into the tangible, the potential into the actual, shaping your reality moment by moment. Mastery requires consistent focus because true expertise is not built in moments of inspiration but in sustained effort over time. Whether you aspire to master a skill, a craft, or an area of knowledge, the process demands unwavering dedication and a persistent direction of your energy. Focus is the engine that drives mastery, and consistency is the fuel that sustains it. Without consistent focus, the journey toward mastery becomes fragmented, interrupted by distractions and sidetracked by fleeting interests. To understand why consistent focus is essential for mastery, consider the nature of the mind. It is drawn to novelty and quick rewards, but mastery does not offer instant gratification. It is a long, often challenging process that requires you to go deeper into the same subject or practice repeatedly. This depth is only possible when your attention remains steady, returning to the same effort again and again, refining your understanding and performance with each iteration. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum accelerates progress. Each focused effort builds upon the last, creating a cumulative effect. Skills that once seemed unattainable become second nature, not because of a single burst of effort, but because of steady, repeated practice. For example, learning a musical instrument or mastering a sport involves repetitive exercises that train the body and mind to work in harmony. Each practice session may seem small in isolation, but over weeks, months, and years, these moments compound into significant improvement. The process of mastery also requires navigating plateaus, those periods where progress feels stagnant despite continued effort. Without consistent focus, these plateaus can be discouraging, tempting you to abandon your pursuit or shift your attention to something easier. However, it is precisely during these times that consistency becomes most critical. Plateaus are not signs of failure, they are opportunities for consolidation. They are the periods where your previous efforts integrate, laying the groundwork for future breakthroughs. Only those who persist with focused effort during these times can move beyond the plateau to achieve new levels of skill and understanding. Consistency and focus also sharpens the mind. Each time you engage deeply with your craft, you train your attention to stay with the task at hand, resisting the pull of distractions. Over time, this discipline becomes a habit, strengthening your ability to concentrate not just on your pursuit but in all areas of life. This mental clarity and resilience are hallmarks of mastery, as they allow you to approach challenges with a steady and composed mind. Mastery is not just about repetition, it is about deliberate practice. This means focusing on improving specific aspects of your skill, identifying weaknesses, and pushing beyond your current limits. Consistent focus allows you to approach each practice session with intention, rather than mindlessly going through the motions. It ensures that your efforts are directed toward growth and refinement, rather than stagnation. This intentionality transforms practice into a powerful tool for mastery, as it enables you to make meaningful progress rather than simply logging hours. Another key aspect of mastery is the ability to adapt and learn from feedback. Consistent focus creates the space for this learning to happen. When your attention is fully engaged, you become more aware of the nuances in your performance and more receptive to feedback from others. This heightened awareness allows you to make adjustments, experiment with new approaches, and integrate lessons more effectively. Without consistent focus, this feedback is often missed or ignored, limiting your growth. Consistency also fosters a deep connection with your craft. The more time and attention you devote to a pursuit, the more it becomes a part of you. This connection goes beyond technical skill, it becomes a relationship, a source of meaning and fulfillment. Mastery is not just about achieving external recognition or success, it is about the personal transformation that occurs along the way. Consistent focus allows you to experience this transformation, as it nurtures a sense of purpose and alignment with your efforts. The distractions of modern life make consistent focus more challenging than ever. The constant influx of information and demands for your attention can pull you away from your pursuit of mastery. However, this challenge also makes focus more valuable. Those who can maintain consistent attention in the face of distraction gain a significant advantage, as they are able to devote their energy fully to their chosen path. Mastery, in this sense, is as much about overcoming external distractions as it is about refining internal discipline. Ultimately, mastery is a journey, not a destination. It is not a title you earn, but a process you live. This process requires you to show up every day, to engage deeply with your craft, and to give your best effort even when progress feels slow. Consistent focus is the bridge that connects where you are to where you want to be. It transforms potential into skill, effort into expertise, and dreams into reality. Mastery demands patience, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to growth. These qualities are not innate, they are cultivated through consistent focus. The rewards of this focus are not just external achievements, but a profound sense of fulfillment and self-discovery. In mastering something, you also master yourself, your mind, your habits, and your ability to stay aligned with your purpose. This is the ultimate power of consistent focus. It not only shapes your skill, but also shapes the person you become. Focus transcends obstacles because it transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and progress. Life is inherently filled with hurdles, distractions, and uncertainties, but the ability to focus allows you to navigate these with clarity and purpose. Obstacles are not the problem, the real challenge lies in how your mind responds to them. When your focus is scattered, obstacles appear insurmountable, draining your energy and deterring your efforts. But when your focus is sharp and unwavering, even the greatest challenges can be approached with confidence and resilience. The power of focus lies in its ability to reframe obstacles. Instead of perceiving them as barriers that block your path, focus enables you to see them as stepping stones. Every difficulty carries within it an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. When you concentrate your attention on the possibilities rather than the limitations, you unlock creative solutions and pathways that were previously hidden. This shift in perspective is not a denial of reality, but a deeper engagement with it, one that transforms adversity into a catalyst for achievement. Obstacles often trigger fear, doubt, and frustration, emotions that can cloud judgment and paralyze action. Focus acts as a stabilizing force, anchoring your mind amidst the turmoil. It allows you to remain present and composed, directing your energy toward constructive action rather than being consumed by negative emotions. This emotional steadiness is crucial in overcoming challenges, as it prevents you from being overwhelmed and keeps you aligned with your goals. Another way focus transcends obstacles is by narrowing your attention to what truly matters. Obstacles often seem larger than they are because we expend energy on aspects that are beyond our control. Focus helps you distinguish between what you can influence and what you cannot. By channeling your efforts into areas where you can make a difference, you conserve energy and increase your effectiveness. This targeted approach not only reduces the overwhelm but also accelerates progress, enabling you to move past the obstacle more efficiently. Obstacles are not just external, they often arise from within. Self-doubt, procrastination, and fear of failure are some of the most formidable internal barriers. Focus is the tool that cuts through these inner limitations. When your mind is fully engaged with your purpose, there is little room for doubt or hesitation. Focus silences the noise of self-defeating thoughts and replaces it with a sense of determination and clarity. It reminds you of your capability and your commitment, empowering you to push forward despite inner resistance. The process of overcoming obstacles requires persistence, and persistence is fueled by focus. When you maintain your attention on your goal, you are less likely to be discouraged by setbacks. Each step, no matter how small, becomes a victory that reinforces your resolve. Focus keeps you connected to your larger vision, providing the motivation to persevere through challenges. It transforms obstacles from roadblocks into temporary detours, ensuring that they do not derail your journey but merely shape its course. Focus also enhances your problem-solving abilities, a critical aspect of overcoming obstacles. When your attention is fragmented, your mind struggles to process information effectively, leading to confusion and indecision. But when you focus, your cognitive resources are fully engaged, allowing you to analyze the situation, identify root causes, and develop effective solutions. This clarity of thought is invaluable in tackling complex challenges, as it enables you to approach them strategically rather than reactively. In moments of crisis, focus becomes a source of inner strength. It helps you stay centered in the face of uncertainty, drawing upon your inner reserves of courage and creativity. Obstacles often test not only your skills but also your character. They challenge you to grow beyond your current limitations and discover new facets of your potential. Focus facilitates this growth by keeping you connected to your purpose, ensuring that you do not lose sight of your values and aspirations. The ability to focus does not eliminate obstacles, but it does change how you interact with them. It empowers you to face challenges with resilience and resourcefulness, transforming difficulties into meaningful experiences. Each obstacle you overcome through focus reinforces your belief in your ability to handle future challenges. This creates a positive cycle of confidence and capability, where focus becomes both the means and the reward. Ultimately, focus transcends obstacles by aligning your mind, emotions, and actions with your goals. It prevents you from being derailed by distractions or discouraged by setbacks. Instead of viewing obstacles as interruptions to your progress, focus allows you to see them as integral to the journey. They become opportunities to test your resolve, refine your skills, and deepen your understanding of yourself and your purpose. In transcending obstacles, focus reveals a deeper truth: the challenges you face are not there to stop you but to strengthen you. They are not barriers to your growth but invitations to rise to a higher level of capability and awareness. When you approach life with unwavering focus, no obstacle can hold you back. Instead, every challenge becomes a step forward, a part of the unfolding process that shapes you into the person you are meant to become. This is the transformative power of focus. It does not just help you overcome obstacles, it elevates you through them. The mind is a remarkable tool, capable of extraordinary creativity, reasoning, and problem solving, but it is not meant to be your master. When the mind governs you rather than serving you, it becomes a source of endless chatter, confusion, and distraction, pulling you in countless directions and distancing you from clarity and purpose. To live a life of fulfillment and focus, you must recognize the mind's rightful place, not as the ruler of your existence, but as a powerful instrument to be directed with intention. Understanding the mind as a tool begins with realizing its nature. The mind is fundamentally a mechanism of thought, designed to analyze, compare, project, and imagine. These abilities are invaluable for navigating the complexities of life, from solving problems to planning for the future. However, left unchecked, the mind tends to overstep its role, creating scenarios that are disconnected from reality. It can obsess over the past, worry about the future, or generate fears and desires that dominate your attention. When you allow the mind to control you, it becomes a source of suffering, as it spins narratives that trap you in cycles of doubt, anxiety, or regret. The key to reclaiming mastery over the mind lies in cultivating awareness. When you observe your thoughts rather than becoming entangled in them, you begin to see the mind for what it is: a tool that produces thoughts, not the essence of who you are. This shift in perspective is transformative. Instead of being carried away by every passing thought, you can choose which thoughts to engage with and which to let go. This ability to discern and direct your mental energy is the foundation of using the mind as a tool. The mind's greatest strength lies in its ability to focus, but this strength becomes a weakness when misused. A mind that lacks focus is like an untrained horse. It pulls in every direction, wasting energy and achieving little. When you allow the mind to act without discipline, it gets lost in distractions, magnifies trivial concerns, and creates unnecessary stress. But when you harness the mind with focus and intention, it becomes a laser-like force that can cut through complexity and achieve remarkable outcomes. The difference between chaos and clarity lies in how you use your mind. To master the mind as a tool, you must also recognize its limitations. While the mind is adept at analyzing and solving problems, it cannot encompass the entirety of existence. Some aspects of life, love, creativity, and spiritual connection transcend the boundaries of logic and reasoning. When you over-rely on the mind, you risk reducing these profound experiences to mere calculations or labels, stripping them of their depth and beauty. By acknowledging the mind's role as a servant, rather than a master, you open yourself to experiences that go beyond thought, allowing intuition, presence, and inner wisdom to guide you. A significant aspect of using the mind as a tool is learning to quiet it. The constant activity of the mind can create a state of restlessness, where you feel perpetually busy but accomplish little of true value. Quieting the mind does not mean suppressing thoughts, but rather creating space between you and them. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, or even moments of deep stillness allow you to step back from the incessant mental noise. In this quiet space, you can access clarity, creativity, and a deeper sense of connection to your true self. The mind, when properly directed, is a powerful ally in the pursuit of goals and dreams. It can envision possibilities, devise strategies, and drive action. But its effectiveness depends on the clarity of its guidance. If your mind is clouded by fear, doubt, or conflicting desires, it will lead you astray. To use the mind as a tool, you must first align it with your higher purpose. This alignment ensures that your thoughts and actions are guided by what truly matters, rather than being dictated by fleeting impulses or external influences. One of the greatest challenges in mastering the mind is breaking free from the patterns it creates. The mind operates through habitual thought loops, repeating the same ideas and reactions until they become ingrained. These patterns can be beneficial when they support positive habits and constructive thinking, but they can also trap you in negativity or limitation. By consciously observing and questioning these patterns, you can identify which serve you and which do not. This awareness allows you to reprogram the mind, replacing unhelpful habits with thoughts and behaviors that empower you. The mind is also deeply influenced by the quality of the information it receives. Just as a tool must be maintained and sharpened, the mind requires careful cultivation. Feeding the mind with meaningful, inspiring, and truthful input enhances its capacity to serve you effectively. Conversely, exposing it to negativity, misinformation, or trivial distractions dulls its edge and diminishes its effectiveness. Being intentional about what you allow into your mental space is an essential part of using the mind as a tool. Ultimately, mastering the mind is not about controlling it with force, but guiding it with wisdom. The mind thrives when given clear direction and purpose. It is like a river. When channeled, it can generate immense power and productivity, but when left unchecked, it can overflow and create chaos. By taking responsibility for your mind, you transform it from a restless master into a reliable servant. It becomes a source of strength rather than stress, a means of creation rather than confusion. In understanding the mind as a tool, you reclaim your power to shape your life consciously. You are not the thoughts that arise in your mind, you are the awareness that observes them and decides which to act upon. This realization is liberating, as it frees you from being dominated by mental noise and aligns you with your true nature. The mind, when placed in its rightful role, becomes a bridge between intention and reality, enabling you to live with purpose, clarity, and fulfillment. The role of presence is foundational to a life lived with purpose, clarity, and depth. In a world that constantly pulls our attention in 1,000 different directions, the ability to remain fully present is a skill that transcends time, space, and circumstance. Presence is not merely being physically in a place, it is being deeply engaged, both mentally and emotionally, in the here and now. It is the practice of bringing your full awareness to the moment, free from the distractions of past regrets or future anxieties. When you are present, you unlock a profound connection to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. At its core, presence is about embracing the current moment in its entirety. The past with its memories and experiences, and the future with its uncertainties and expectations, often dominate our thoughts. We may find ourselves living in constant cycles of rumination, replaying past events or projecting future scenarios, neither of which are in our control. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived. Yet we are perpetually caught in these mental webs, missing out on the richness of the present. When we focus on the present, however, we let go of these distractions and step into a space of infinite possibility. We give ourselves permission to simply be, to experience the fullness of the now without interference from mental clutter. Presence also fosters a deep connection to our inner selves. In the busyness of daily life, it is easy to become disconnected from our own thoughts, emotions, and needs. We may operate on autopilot, following routines without checking in with ourselves or truly understanding what we are feeling. By cultivating presence, we reconnect with our internal world. We become aware of our thoughts, sensations, and emotions, allowing them to inform us rather than control us. This heightened self-awareness is empowering, as it gives us the clarity to make decisions that align with our true desires and values, rather than acting out of habit or external pressure. In relationships, presence is one of the most powerful gifts we can offer. When we are present with others, we create an environment of genuine connection and understanding. Too often, we listen not to understand, but to respond. Our minds race ahead, formulating our next words while the other person is still speaking. In such moments, we are physically there, but mentally absent, which diminishes the quality of our interactions. However, when we listen with full presence, we tune into the speaker's emotions, body language, and unspoken words. This level of attention fosters empathy and strengthens relationships. Presence allows us to see the person in front of us not as a problem to be solved, but as a unique individual with their own experience and perspective, deserving of our full attention and respect. The role of presence extends to our work and creativity as well. When we engage with our tasks mindfully, without distractions or a sense of urgency, the quality of our work improves. We are able to apply our full attention to each step, each detail, which leads to greater precision, innovation, and satisfaction. In creative endeavors, presence allows us to tap into our intuition and imagination. When we are fully immersed in the present moment, we open the door to new ideas and insights that would otherwise be clouded by mental noise or self-doubt. Whether writing, painting, designing, or problem-solving, presence is the space where creativity flourishes. Moreover, presence is the gateway to mindfulness, which is the practice of observing without judgment. This allows us to experience life more fully, without being clouded by our biases, expectations, or fears. By practicing presence, we learn to embrace each moment as it is without needing to change or control it. This acceptance of the present leads to a greater sense of peace, as we stop fighting against what is and start flowing with life as it unfolds. Presence teaches us that life, in all its complexity, is perfect in its imperfection. It encourages us to let go of the need for constant control, to stop striving for something that is always just beyond our grasp, and to appreciate the richness of what is before us. In terms of personal growth, presence is the foundation of all transformation. True change begins with self-awareness, which can only arise when we are present with ourselves. If we are not aware of our thoughts, behaviors, and patterns, we cannot begin to shift them. Presence allows us to notice the areas where we are stuck, where we are holding on to outdated beliefs, or where we are resisting change. In this state of awareness, we have the power to make conscious choices, to take responsibility for our actions, and to create the life we truly want. Presence does not guarantee an easy path, but it ensures that we are walking with intention, learning from every experience, and growing from each moment. Lastly, presence brings us closer to the essence of life itself. When we are fully present, we feel a deep connection to the world around us. The simple act of being alive becomes an awe-inspiring experience. We notice the beauty in the smallest details, the rustling of leaves, the warmth of the sun on our skin, the sound of laughter, the quiet moments of stillness. These moments, though fleeting, are what make life rich and meaningful. Presence anchors us in these experiences, helping us to appreciate the gift of life itself. It reminds us that every moment is an opportunity to be fully alive, to experience the world with fresh eyes, and to savor the miracle of existence. In the end, the role of presence is not simply about being in a moment, it is about truly living in it. It is a practice that cultivates connection, clarity, and creativity. It is the key to self-awareness, meaningful relationships, and personal transformation. It allows us to see the world as it truly is without the distortion of our past experiences or future fears. When we embrace the present moment, we unlock the full potential of life, finding peace, purpose, and fulfillment in every breath. Focus cultivates inner stillness by drawing our attention away from the constant distractions of the world and anchoring it firmly in the present moment. In our fast-paced, modern world, we are surrounded by noise both external and internal. The world bombards us with endless information, demands, and stimuli, while our minds are often preoccupied with past regrets or future anxieties. This perpetual state of mental and emotional turbulence leaves little room for peace, clarity, or genuine connection with ourselves. Yet, focus offers a powerful antidote to this chaos, providing the means to find stillness amidst the noise. At its essence, focus is the act of directing our attention deliberately, with purpose and intention. When we focus, we choose where to place our energy, both mentally and emotionally. This act of choosing is inherently liberating, because it removes the mind's tendency to be scattered and unfocused, reducing the pull of distractions. By consciously focusing our attention, we create a sense of inner organization. The mind, which might otherwise be fragmented and restless, becomes centered on one task, thought, or experience at a time. This concentration reduces mental clutter, creating a quiet space within where clarity can emerge. Inner stillness is not the absence of thought, but rather the absence of unnecessary or unproductive thought. The mind is designed to think, analyze, and process information. These functions are essential and can be highly effective when directed with focus. However, the mind can become overloaded when it lacks direction, bouncing aimlessly from thought to thought, often fixating on irrelevant or repetitive issues. In these moments, the mind loses its ability to serve us, creating inner chaos. Focus, then, becomes the tool that sharpens the mind's edge, turning its vast capacity for thought into a focused stream of energy that serves a greater purpose. This shift from scattered thought to concentrated focus is what allows the stillness to arise. When the mind is focused on something meaningful, whether it is a task, a goal, or simply the present moment, it calms itself naturally. This cultivated stillness is profound because it allows us to experience life more fully. It frees us from the constant mental chatter that often prevents us from being fully engaged with our surroundings or the people we are with. How often do we find ourselves physically present, but mentally absent, distracted by our thoughts or our devices? True presence, and the inner stillness that comes with it, allows us to be more attuned to the world around us. It opens us up to deeper connections with others, more profound insights into ourselves, and a richer experience of life. Moreover, the stillness brought about by focus is a form of inner peace. When we focus, we eliminate the noise of self-doubt, fear, and anxiety that often dominate our mental space. These thoughts arise from the mind's tendency to drift into the past or future, where uncertainties lie. By bringing the mind back to the present moment, focus allows us to silence these distracting, disruptive thoughts. This act of centering the mind has a calming effect on our emotions, creating an emotional equilibrium that is unshaken by external circumstances or internal turmoil. Inner stillness becomes a sanctuary, a place of refuge from the storms of life. Focus also helps us develop a sense of inner control, which is essential for achieving true stillness. We cannot control everything around us, nor can we control the thoughts that arise in our minds. However, we do have control over where we direct our attention. By consciously choosing to focus, we regain agency over our mental and emotional states. The ability to control our focus is a source of empowerment. It gives us the freedom to disengage from harmful or unproductive thought patterns and to engage with what truly matters. In this way, focus becomes a form of self-mastery, leading us toward the stillness that lies at the heart of clarity and peace. The process of focusing and creating inner stillness is not necessarily about forcing the mind to be silent. It is more about creating the conditions for stillness to emerge naturally. When we engage deeply with a task, a conversation, or an experience, the mind naturally quiets itself because it is fully absorbed in the moment. In these moments of deep focus, we experience a flow state, a mental state where we are so immersed in an activity that time seems to disappear. This state of flow is not just productive, it is profoundly calming and enriching. We become one with what we are doing, and in that unity, the mind finds its natural balance. The stillness that arises from focus is also a fertile ground for creativity and insight. When the mind is calm and centered, it is more open to new ideas and perspectives. The distraction of unnecessary thoughts gives way to a clearer, more intuitive understanding of problems or challenges. In this state of inner stillness, our creative faculties are more accessible, and our problem-solving abilities become more effective. It is within this still space that we can access our deeper wisdom, the kind of wisdom that transcends linear thinking and logic. The clarity of thought that comes with focus allows us to see beyond the surface, revealing hidden truths and deeper meanings. Ultimately, focus cultivates inner stillness by helping us quiet the noise of distraction and bring our attention back to the present moment. This stillness is not a passive state, but an active one, a state of deep engagement and purposeful presence. It allows us to connect more deeply with ourselves, others, and the world around us. Through focus, we master the art of directing our attention with intention, and in doing so, we open the door to a life filled with greater clarity, peace, and fulfillment. When we make focus a habitual practice, inner stillness becomes a constant companion, guiding us toward a more centered, intentional, and meaningful existence. Cultivating focus through practice is not simply about training the mind to pay attention for longer periods of time. It is about fostering a deep connection to the present moment, honing the ability to direct energy with intention, and creating a mental environment that allows clarity and creativity to flourish. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it requires consistent practice, patience, and dedication. It is a muscle that, when exercised regularly, strengthens over time, enabling us to navigate the complexities of life with greater ease and purpose. At its core, cultivating focus is about mastering the art of concentration. In the beginning, our minds naturally wander. Thoughts arise, distractions occur, and the pull of the external world often becomes overwhelming. However, the act of practicing focus teaches us to observe these distractions without being consumed by them. The process begins with acknowledging that the mind will wander, and that this is a natural part of human experience. Rather than reacting with frustration, we can simply bring our attention back to the task at hand with gentleness and patience. This process of returning to focus is not a sign of failure, but a key part of the practice. Each time we consciously redirect our attention, we reinforce the neural pathways associated with concentration, training the mind to become more adept at staying present. One powerful way to cultivate focus is through mindfulness practices such as meditation. Meditation is often considered the practice of training the mind to be still, to observe without judgment, and to remain anchored in the present moment. Through consistent meditation, we begin to see the natural flow of thoughts, emotions, and distractions that arise in our minds. However, the goal is not to eliminate thoughts entirely, but to cultivate awareness of them and learn to return to the present moment. Over time, as we practice this form of concentration, the mind becomes less easily swayed by distractions, and our ability to focus strengthens. Meditation teaches us to create space between ourselves and the constant mental chatter, allowing us to act with clarity and intention. Another vital component of cultivating focus is the ability to eliminate distractions. In our modern world, distractions are everywhere. From the constant barrage of notifications to the demands of work and social obligations, it can feel as though our attention is constantly being pulled in multiple directions. The key to cultivating focus is not to eliminate all distractions, but to create environments and systems that support deep concentration. This might involve setting aside dedicated time for focused work, turning off notifications, or creating physical spaces that minimize interruptions. In these moments, we give ourselves permission to be fully engaged with the task at hand, free from the distractions that might otherwise fragment our attention. To cultivate focus, we must also learn to manage our energy, not just our time. Focus requires mental and emotional resources, and the more we deplete ourselves through stress, overwork, or lack of rest, the harder it becomes to concentrate. Just as we would nourish our bodies with proper nutrition and exercise, we must nurture our minds with practices that replenish our energy and restore balance. This might include regular physical activity, adequate sleep, and engaging in activities that bring joy and relaxation. By managing our energy, we create the optimal conditions for focus to thrive. When we feel energized and clear, our ability to concentrate and direct our attention becomes significantly more effective. One of the most powerful ways to develop focus is through the practice of setting clear, specific goals. When we know exactly what we are working toward, focus becomes more natural. The mind is like a compass; it needs a clear direction in order to align itself. When we set meaningful and achievable goals, we give ourselves a framework for focusing our energy and attention. The process of breaking down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps further enhances our ability to focus. Each step becomes a point of concentration, and with each small success, our ability to stay focused strengthens. As we build momentum, we become more confident in our ability to direct our attention with precision and purpose. Cultivating focus is also about learning to say no to distractions and opportunities that do not align with our priorities. In a world that constantly bombards us with choices and demands, it is easy to fall into the trap of multitasking or spreading ourselves too thin. However, multitasking is a myth. The brain cannot truly focus on multiple tasks simultaneously. Instead, when we try to juggle too many things at once, we divide our attention, and the quality of our work suffers. To cultivate deep focus, we must embrace the power of saying no, removing the unnecessary distractions, people, and commitments that drain our energy and attention. By saying no to the unimportant, we free ourselves to say yes to what truly matters, allowing us to give our full attention to those endeavors that align with our goals and values. As with any skill, the process of cultivating focus takes time and consistency. It is easy to become discouraged if we do not see immediate results, but progress often comes in small increments. The key is to maintain patience and trust in the process. Each time we return our attention to the present moment, each time we bring ourselves back from distraction, we are making progress. The more we practice focus, the more it becomes a natural part of our daily experience. It is not about achieving perfection, but about committing to the practice of presence, day in and day out. Ultimately, cultivating focus is a practice that empowers us to live more fully. By training our attention, we create space for clarity, creativity, and purpose. Focus enables us to engage with life more deeply, to connect more meaningfully with others, and to experience a sense of fulfillment that arises from being fully present. It is through the practice of focus that we can navigate the complexities of life with grace and intention, making each moment an opportunity to live with greater awareness and purpose. Cultivating focus through practice is about training the mind to direct attention intentionally, creating clarity and purpose in our lives. It begins with acknowledging that distractions are natural, but can be managed by consciously returning our attention to the present moment. Practices like meditation help sharpen focus by reducing mental clutter, while eliminating external distractions creates environments conducive to deep concentration. Managing our energy through rest, physical activity, and relaxation is essential for maintaining mental sharpness. Setting clear goals and saying no to irrelevant commitments further enhances our ability to focus. Over time, with consistent practice, focus becomes a natural skill, empowering us to live more fully, connect deeply, and achieve meaningful outcomes. The process requires patience, but each step forward strengthens our ability to engage with life intentionally and purposefully.